Let's talk about Marvel's G.I. Joe number 16, a comic the previous issue promised would feature someone's death, and then didn't. Classic bait and switch, or classic last-minute change of mind. Maybe one day the Joes will unionize for hazard pay, just for having to tolerate this kind of editorial trolling. The plot this time is simple but bonkers. Cobra hatches a plan to poison the ink used by the US Treasury. It's both ambitious and very on-brand for Cobra's obsession with needlessly theatrical terrorism. Naturally, the Joes pull up to stop them. As an internet commentator, I'm obligated to point out Torpedo shows up in the Treasury building wearing his entire diving suit, including the flippers. Maybe he was concerned about poison gas, but the flippers? Imagine trying to chase down terrorists in a marble-floored government building while wearing giant rubber duck feet. No wonder Cobra keeps getting away. And this won't be the last time a Joe appears strictly on model for the toy design, even if it makes zero sense in context of the actual story. A few pages into the issue, my "this was probably a commercial" sense was tingling, and with good reason. This issue was indeed one of the issues promoted by Hasbro with a TV commercial. Larry Hama himself had to write these while Hasbro was storyboarding the ad, which meant whatever toys were featured in the commercial had to appear here in print. And lo and behold, CoverGirl, the Wolverine tank, and Tripwire all debut on the exact same page, like an action figure unboxing spread across a few panels. Speaking of CoverGirl, it's interesting to see her positioned here as a catty rival to Scarlet, with the two having a few claws-out exchanges. That take quickly vanishes, but the character never quite found her footing. Her appearances across the franchise don't really do CoverGirl justice. In the Sunbow cartoon, she had two inconsistent models and not much screen time. In the truly abysmal 2009 G.I. Joe live-action movie, she gets introduced as Hawk's aide and then promptly killed off. In the newest Energon reboot, the creators at Skybound are trying a little harder with her. Here, CoverGirl's backstory as a former high-fashion model is played more or less straight, and this detail might not have come out of nowhere. There was a Marvel letterer in the late 70s and early 80s named Denise, who really was both a letterer and runway model. It's possible Hama borrowed a little inspiration from real life. Former editor-in-chief Jim Shooter said packaging female toys with vehicles was his suggestion to a reluctant Hasbro, which would explain how CoverGirl became the Wolverine's driver. Meanwhile, Cobra Commander introduces the newest addition to the villain roster, Major Bludd. We get a half-page of Cobra characters thinking about their own secret agendas in internal monologues. Hama usually avoided thought balloons, preferring relatively sparse dialogue and clean visual storytelling to carry the load, but here he makes an exception. This leads into a fiery shootout in the issue's closing pages, one that has a flaming tank falling on the Baroness. This begins an elaborate explanation for why the Baroness toy didn't exactly resemble the Baroness of the comics. More on that in a later video. There is a fan theory that Baroness was truly meant to die in this issue, but Hasbro nixed the plot development at the last minute as plans were now in place to give her an action figure. This would explain last issue's tease of a death that never happened, but there's yet to be any confirmation of the theory. Then there's Destro. The Baroness is believed dead at this point in the story, and poor Chrome Dome is practically catatonic. Cobra Commander, on the other hand, doesn't have time for melancholy. He's torn between whether to shoot Hawk or Destro in the back. He chooses Hawk, and it won't be the last time he shoots a Joe in the back. The issue feels more cramped than usual, with Hama juggling toy obligations, an ad campaign, and ongoing plotlines all at once. Still, the larger narrative doesn't derail. The arc keeps moving, and Cobra remains a nest of bickering, backstabbing snakes. Is this a commercial dressed up as a comic? Not quite, but it's not pure artistic expression either. Regardless, it's an entertaining issue if nothing else, and a testament to Hama's skill for rolling with whatever punches come his way. That wraps us up for today. Please don't ignore the video description, where you'll find many fine links to follow. This includes the prose G.I. Joe novels I wrote for the Kindle Worlds project. It's my multi-novel sequel to the 1987 animated film we never received, and it's available now for free.